Assalamu alaikum. Hi everybody. So, we're still in September 2019, British Columbia. As you see the date. Yeah, September 8th. Anyway, I will not be saying dates anymore on time because it should show there up or up here on the video. Anyway, I have, you know how Westerns say, oh, you Muslims come here, you don't show your global opinions to global issues, you don't talk, you don't. We're educating now. As I said, I'm gonna be. Excuse me. Some of my messages, they have to go out to certain people. This is to the Egyptian people. You see this muqawal, this young man. I want to call him the Egyptian knight, you know, who's not scared of his life anymore. They know they could target him, they could target his kids, they could target his families, they could target his family inside Egypt. But like me, my family, half of them are in the hands of Al Hayyan in Abu Dhabi and Al Ain in UAE. They could take them to prison, they could torture them, they could do whatever with them. They're probably doing that right now, visiting them or... You know what's worse? Some of my family's kafil, which is the one who's sponsoring them, is actually Al Hayyan, Sultan. Thank you very much, Sultan. You're one of the good kids of Zayed. The rest is giving the world a lot of shitty times and hard times. Anyway, you go spend your money on your oil money, the rest of Ayal Zayed, on Manchester City and Manchester football, soccer and stuff, and entertainment, not helping people and doing projects. Anyway, so those back to this. Now this is serious. It's turning into a problem. Like me, I will never, to the current situation and the current government and how the hierarchy and the families and which families are controlling Saudi Arabia and UAE and Egypt, I will never, ever, and I advise this to everybody in the world, not to walk in their embassies or to go into their countries. I'll tell you why. First, you have to avoid all Gulf countries, especially the desert, the whole Shibh al-Jazira al-Arabiya. Except Qatar, maybe except Oman, maybe there is more or less exception, but for now this. And the reason why, the people who lived with these people for like 30-40 years like us, we were the refugees from Afghanistan, and I lived with the Gulf countries for 30 years. I grew up with them. How he says, كان في حضن فرعون, I don't know, 15 سنة ولا 16 سنة, 15, 16 years. I was in حضن الخليجيين for 30 years. My family's still there. They're still there. They walk, they talk, they dress, they behave like Emiratis, you know. Raouf, Kharouf, Mohammed Raouf, في Abu Dhabi. Mohammed Abeid, his name is now. Mohammed Abeid Al Sharif or Sharif, I don't know. He's making more money than the locals, most of the locals, because it's about the brain, right? It's not about the power and the... if they don't have that power in the Gulf countries, they will lose to the foreigners, the land, the businesses, everything in 1 or 2 years, because they're not that smart. We studied with them academically. From grade 1 to 12, they're separated now, but because we were seeing them, like some of them came managers, and I'm like, how are you a manager? And I'm like a secretary, and you didn't know what's 6 multiplied by 8. Maybe even now you need a calculator. But anyway, back to the subject. So now, the Egyptian people, like these, who talks against, like those respectable people, الشعب المصري الحبيب, they're afraid. They talk against their people, so they're afraid. So the next thing gonna happen, they will not go to their embassy to renew their passports, right? Because they're gonna get caught, they're gonna get locked up, they're gonna get cut into like khashoggi, and that's serious, very, very, very serious. It's true. You're laughing. You're like, oh, conspiracy theory. No, there is injections they will give you. They make your heart get tired and beat up, and you get a heart attack. That's they did it. They're doing it all the time. Or injection. Anyways, they can even take away from you oxygen and you just die naturally, or even inject you with air. You know what you need? Just an air injection, an empty air injection in any of your vessels, and you die.
ويبقى محمد علي خاشقجي نسال الله ان يحفظه بس هو شاطر وذكي. هيموتوه نتمنى ان لا يفعلوا، لكن النشره اللي موجوده دي الراجل البوست بتاع قنديل البحر اللي كاتبه النهارده ده اللي بيقول لك ايه على المخابرات ان تقتل الناس بره، هو بيقول كده. دي مش اول مره لان الباز قالها وكل الناس قالتها حتى السيسي.
Yeah, even if they won't do it, they will pay someone else to do it. You know, there is a lot of people who will do, if they won't do anything for like 1,000, 10,000. But the people like me and this Egyptian Muqawil, we don't care. If we die now or we die a day later or a year later, don't care anymore. I don't care what they do to my family. I don't care what they do to family in Pakistan. I don't care. I don't care for nothing. Yeah. 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 Passport renewal from online and outside the embassy. From the outside. Yeah, online. Renew it. Renew it online. We'll send mail your passports in. Renew it. Because that's the problem. But of course they won't renew it. They want to catch you.